Well, I recently had a cruise experience like I haven't had in a long time. I actually went on a cruise just to be on vacation, meaning I didn't go on a cruise to film content, to create videos. I went on board the Celebrity Beyond. This was my second time sailing the Beyond. I got to share the experience with my parents, their first time with Celebrity Cruises, and it was a fantastic time. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about my experience and my honest review of the Celebrity Beyond. Hello everyone, my name is Zach. I am The Traveling Man, and if you've watched my videos before, well, first of all, welcome back. Thank you for clicking into this one. Typically when I go on a cruise, you know that the first thing you see is a cruise vlog from the cruise, usually an embarkation day video, and then some other vlogs throughout the cruise before we get to the cruise review video. But this time, I went on a cruise on board Celebrity Beyond and didn't film anything. Like, I don't even know if I have any footage to put in this video, this review video, so sorry about that right up front. But I was on vacation, y'all, and I had such a great time that I knew that I still wanted to share that experience with you here on the channel. I know a lot of folks enjoy watching my cruise review videos. In fact, I met a lot of folks on this cruise, on the Beyond, who told me they watched my videos, so shout out to you. Hello. Thank you for saying hello. I always appreciate it when people say hello and come up to me on the ships. We're going to jump right on into this review, and how I do my reviews here on the channel is through my steps process, and there are 5 steps to this review process. It is an acronym, and funny enough, the Celebrity Beyond, the first time I sailed her inaugural season, I think it was like her 4th cruise or something, sailed on her from Rome to Barcelona for 9 days, and that's actually where I introduced, that's where I used for the very first time the steps process. We're going to actually alter the steps process a little bit here in this video because typically in the steps process, the 5 steps, the S stands for ship, the T stands for food or taste, the E stands for entertainment, the P stands for ports, and the second S stands for service. But that P for ports, that's caught a lot of people up, and I've gotten a lot of messages and comments over time, and people have been like, it's not really fair that you judge the itinerary and give a rating for the itinerary that's then incorporated into like the cruise and the ship experience rating. I'm still going to give a rating and tell you like what I rated the ports, but when we get to the final rating for the whole cruise, I'm going to leave the ports out of that calculation for that final rating. So just know that we are adjusting from here on out. Any cruise review I do or that you see pop up on my channel after this video will be done using the new rating. But let's jump right on in with this review. Starting with that first test for ship, the Celebrity Beyond is a beautiful ship. Of course, the Celebrity Edge series of ships, which Beyond is the 3rd in that series, they're all beautiful ships. Like, they're my favorite cruise ships at sea. They have such a modern and clean aesthetic to them. Just something like what you're not going to see on any other cruise ship or any other cruise line, in my opinion. Some of my favorite areas on the ship are the indoor solarium there on deck 14. Great in any weather, but it's so beautiful. It got the floor-to-ceiling windows in there. It's a great place to hang out. Love the pool deck. Love going out there. Also love the rooftop garden and the sunset bar area. So Celebrity Beyond was a fantastic ship, and I will say that for a ship that's almost 3 years old, it's still a beautiful ship, a like new ship. It still smelled fresh and clean and new. Also talk a little bit about the internet because I usually do that. That's part of the infrastructure, right? I had bought the premium internet once I got on board the ship. Fast internet. It was very reliable. It never went down. It was always top-notch speeds. Wanted to say that our staterooms were awesome. My parents were in a porthole veranda room on the very back of deck 9, and I mean the very back. Like, if you get one of those rooms, you're gonna have to walk. But it's a nice room. If you're someone who likes an actual veranda, you know, with an actual door that you can pull back, as opposed to the infinite veranda, which most of the verandas are on board Celebrity Beyond, maybe check into those deluxe porthole veranda staterooms. A really cool stateroom they had. And then I had an inside stateroom, and y'all know me, you've watched my videos and seen my cruise experiences in the past. You know I like to have a balcony, typically, but I'm really warming up to an inside cabin. You won't get better sleep anywhere than you will on board a cruise ship in an inside stateroom. It's so dark, any time of day, you close the light off, and it's just pitch dark in there. So really enjoyed my room, really enjoyed the ship. I'm gonna give the S for ship, the Celebrity Beyond, a 4.7 out of a 5 rating. Next up is the T for taste. My goodness, the food on board Celebrity. There's been a lot said about food on board Celebrity on the internet. There's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of, people have been saying like there's some degradation in the quality of the food on board Celebrity. And I think for a time maybe there was. I did experience that on some of the ships that I was on. But this cruise, y'all, the food was, again, like the ship, near perfect. We ate a lot at the buffet, the Ocean View Cafe. Fantastic. Any time of day you ate in there, some at breakfast, ate in there a lot at lunch, and several nights of the cruise just went up there for dinner because the offerings were just fantastic. Really, really good food selections too. I love that they have different cuisines every meal, pretty much. They have a different theme every day and they go with it. We also ate dinner several nights of the cruise in the main dining rooms. Now, there are 4 main dining rooms on board Celebrity Beyond. It's Tuscan Restaurant. We didn't make it to that one. Cyprus Restaurant. We did go to Normandy and we went to Cosmopolitan. So we went, I guess, 3 nights in the main dining room. And we really enjoyed all of our meals at the main dining room. The food was always fantastic. Great selections in there. Cannot talk about food without talking about Cafe Al Bacio and how good it is. Of course, Cafe Al Bacio there in the main atrium. But the best thing about Cafe Al Bacio, in addition to the specialty coffees that they offer, are those delectable sweet treats, desserts, cookies. They have a glass display that's just full of sweet treats and snacks, and you have to go and check those out because that's some of the best food, in my opinion, you can get on the entire ship. In terms of specialty dining, we only went to one specialty dining restaurant, and that was the Rooftop Garden Grill. A fantastic place to eat. We're sailing in the Caribbean. It was going to be warm. It's nice to sit out there under the stars and have a good meal. We all really enjoyed that. Really good food there. They enjoyed some ribeyes, and I got one of the burgers that they had. And then for dessert, y'all, if you're going to go there, you have to get that cookie that they have. The skillet cookie with ice cream on top. The ice cream melts down into the cookie. It is perfection. So you have to check out Rooftop Garden Grill. I think it's one of the cheapest offerings for specialty dining too. My parents have only ever been on Carnival before, and they were like, never again. Like, we don't want to go back to Carnival. Like, we love it so much because the food is so good. The ship, they love the ship too, but they're really blown away with the food and how good the quality of the food was. So if you've never been on Celebrity before, or maybe you haven't been on them in a while and you're kind of worried about the food because of some things you've read online, don't worry about it. The food on Celebrity Beyond, like I said, was near perfect. So for that reason, I'm going to give the T for taste a 4.5 out of a 5 rating. Next up is the E for entertainment, and the entertainment on board Beyond was, well, beyond. It was just spectacular. They had several guest performers throughout this cruise. They had a comedian, they had a vocalist one night, they had a magician one night. One day, the captain, Captain Kirk, did a rock show. He's like a performer. He does a band. He plays like the guitar. He did a show, like a hour-long show on one of our sea days in the theater, which I thought was incredible. Never, ever, ever seen that. Normally you'll get the captain in there to do like a talk about navigation or whatnot, but never seen a captain on a cruise ship before do an actual rock show and perform for an hour. So that was awesome. The stage production shows that they had, I went to a couple of those. They were all good. Of course, you can't beat a stage production show in an Ed Sheeran's theater because those theaters are just incredible. Really good, really solid entertainment around the ship, and that's why I'm going to give the E for entertainment a 4.6 out of a 5 rating. Next up is the P for ports. Now remember, I'm going to give this one a rating, but it's not going to be in that final rating at the end. On this cruise, it was a 6-day cruise. We did leave from Fort Lauderdale. Now, I will mention here that Celebrity Beyond is sort of the Caribbean Ed Sheeran ship. Typically, they like to send their Ed Sheeran ships to like places like the Mediterranean in the summer. They like to send, well, they got the Edge down in Australia and up in Alaska. So they're more like, summer getaway, more exotic places. But about a year or two ago, they announced that the Beyond is going to start staying in the Caribbean year-round. So she's their Caribbean ship now. So this was a 6-night. We left Fort Lauderdale. We had 1 day at sea, and then we arrived at Grand Turk, Turks, and Caicos. Now, it's very unusual, in my experience, for a celebrity cruise to call on Grand Turk. I think it just has to be a schedule or port change or something drastic has to happen. And I think that's because the Carnival Corporation has something to do with the port at Grand Turk, because it seems like those are the ships that are usually porting at Grand Turk. But this cruise, we were able to go there. One of the reasons why I picked this cruise, you're able to get right off the ship, walk down the pier, and go right to the beach. There's a beach right beside the cruise ship. Kind of unlike any other port that you're going to go to in the Caribbean where you can actually just see the beach from the ship. So that's incredible. Always enjoy going to Grand Turk. Our next stop was Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, and always enjoy going there. Love that port area, like the immediate port area that they've developed there. I think it's called Taino Bay. Really, really neat. All the shopping they have a full lazy river there. Then we had another sea day on our way to our next port, which was Nassau in the Bahamas. And, everybody has their opinions on Nassau. I've been there 100 times, but I always try to do something a little bit different each time I go there. And this time I did an excursion because I don't think I've ever done like an actual excursion. I've gone to some of the beach clubs, Blue Lagoon and Pearl Island, some things like that they have, but I've never done like an excursion to like sightsee and like go on tours. So I decided, thanks to my friends at Shore Excursions Group, to go on an excursion. And I'm going to be putting out a vlog. Actually, the next video that will come out after this one will be about my shore excursion that I did in Nassau. So make sure you check that out. And make sure you go down in my description and hit my link to go to Shore Excursions group where you can book your next shore excursion for your next cruise, because they have shore excursions pretty much all around the world. I've used Shore Excursions group, and then that was it. That was the end of the cruise, and we ended in Fort Lauderdale. A 6-day cruise really goes by incredibly fast. But for ports, I'm going to give a rating of 3.9 out of a 5. And lastly, we have the second S for service, or the crew. Again, just like food, Celebrity's known for their good service. Everybody asks me why I like Celebrity so much, why I recommend Celebrity, and I'm like, the food's incredible, some of the best food at sea. The service is incredible, the best service at sea. You just can't beat the crew on board Celebrity Cruises. And it was just really special service on board this ship. It was like the crew was, they're always fantastic, but they just went a little bit above that, you know? So I'm going to give service, the only thing I can, a 5 out of a 5 rating. And when we consider all those together, except the P for ports, that's going to give a rating for my cruise on board Celebrity Beyond, the one I don't have that much footage to show you. I'm so sorry about that. A 4.7 out of a 5 rating. And y'all, that ties the #1 spot for my best cruise experience yet since I've been doing the steps process. So in the past nearly 3 years, we'll say. This ties for #1. It actually ties the Norwegian Prima for the cruise I went on this past July to Iceland, Norway, and Northern Europe. Celebrity Beyond and Norwegian Prima are now in the #1 spot. That's how fantastic this cruise was. I couldn't wait to make this video to tell you about my cruise experience. Had a really good time. Again, was happy I was able to share the cruise experience with my parents and show them how great Celebrity is, because I'm always trying to win over people for Celebrity. Also wanted to say, because a lot of people have asked, a lot of people approached me on the ship to ask me this. I wanted to clear this up. A lot of people are like, well, you're selling Celebrity again now, because I had made a video earlier in the year because Celebrity had implemented some new policies that weren't fair to solo cruisers. I sailed with my parents this cruise, but typically I sail solo. Their new policy was implementing like a 300% solo supplement for us solo cruisers, meaning we were paying thousands of dollars more than a couple would pay for the same cruise. They were basically ripping off and price gouging their solo cruisers. And I made a video. There was a tremendous response to that video. People in the comments, people were calling and messaging Celebrity after they saw my video. Celebrity responded that they were going to start reversing the policy a bit. It did take some time to see that policy actually reversed, but it has been reversed now. I've not seen any instances of them price gouging solo cruisers. So as long as they continue to do that, I will continue to sell Celebrity Cruises, because they are, without a doubt, without a question, my favorite cruise line. I always have a fantastic time on any of their ships, but particularly their Ed Sheery ships like the Celebrity Beyond. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, sorry I didn't have many clips to put in here, but I really enjoyed my vacation, really enjoyed my time on board Celebrity Beyond. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you go down below, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.